Drawing movement is one of the most interesting things you can capture in drawing. But what is the goal of trying to work movement into your drawings? Ultimately, when drawing movement, we're trying to communicate energy into our drawings. When I draw animals, for example, my main goal is to focus on drawing their movement. So how exactly do you communicate energy and movement in your drawings? Here are 5 key insights for adding movement into your drawings to give them more life. First, don't worry about perfection when drawing movement. When drawing movement, don't worry about getting everything exactly right or drawing every single detail. Your goal isn't to draw photorealistically. For example, if you're drawing animals, draw them with as few lines as possible, only focusing on the larger shapes that make up their pose. Imagine a line of action guiding their movement. Basically, don't worry about capturing all the details in your drawing. Try and think about the main movement of your subject. Then draw lines to capture this. No matter what you're drawing, try and depict the life of your subject. Yes, even if you're drawing, for example, an urban scene or a landscape, draw confident, sweeping lines to reflect energy and movement, no matter how static your subject may be. Then later on, you can revisit your older drawings and add more details and information to it if you want to. When you're making your first initial sketches, it's important to capture a feeling of movement in your drawings. Second, use pens and markers for drawing movement. Often we think of drawing and sketching as something you only do with pencils. Pencils can be too forgiving because we can smudge and erase as we please. However, if we're sketching in pen or marker, it makes you more confident in each of the marks you make. Begin by drawing movement using pens and markers. Animals or people are perfect subjects for practicing drawing movement. The goal of using permanent mediums is to grow your confidence to draw without thinking about it too much. Third, practice drawing movement on location. When you're drawing in the safety of your home, looking at Google Photos or any other reference photos, there really isn't a sense of urgency or spontaneity as you draw. Sketching on location is a great approach to give your work a more spontaneous and energetic feeling. Just as we talked about in the previous step, leave your pencils and erasers at home, drawing only with inky pens, markers, and even watercolors on location if you want. So pick a location and push yourself to draw movement in as many scenarios as you can. Spend no longer than 5 minutes on each drawing. Any longer, you're going to focus too much on drawing all the details, which will end up giving your work a static feeling. Remember, we're trying to practice drawing movement. Doing this will force you to draw your ideas quickly and with spontaneity. This will result in drawings that convey movement and energy. Fourth, sketch people and animals as often as possible. There's movement everywhere, all around you. Zoos and parks are perfect places to practice drawing movement. There are tons of people walking around and interacting with each other. Then when you're bored with drawing people, you can draw animals. Sketching people and animals are perfect practice because it forces you to draw quickly to capture the poses they're in. Remember, don't worry about drawing perfectly or capturing every single detail. Continue to use confident lines and marks as you're drawing movement. If you really want to, you can add more detail to your work later on. Also, make a habit of keeping a sketchbook and a pen or pencil with you all the time. Daily drawing is an essential habit to build, and you can't wait for inspiration to draw all the time. It's a habit that you'll only get better at if you make yourself draw every day. And last, capture energy in your longer drawing. If you spend a lot of time on location drawing from life, the result of this is sketchbooks filled with loose and energetic drawings. Not only great drawings, but ideas for larger works maybe later on. Maybe you want to turn some of your sketchbook drawings into paintings or larger, more refined drawings. When working on larger finished work, you can use the information collected in your earlier movement sketches These can help inform the lines and mood and energy in your larger artworks. Remember the feeling of this loose and fast approach you had while drawing movement in your sketchbook? Bring these same feelings and sensibilities into your larger artworks or more finished works. Still, without worrying too much about your finished piece. Otherwise, you'll lose the energy and spontaneity you're trying to convey. And some quick final thoughts. There are no such things as making mistakes as you draw. The only mistakes you can make while drawing is feeling timid or afraid to make marks in your drawing. Work confidently and work quickly. Take a break every now and then to double check you're still drawing the movement and energy you're trying to capture. Ultimately, learning to not be so precious with your drawings will help you as an artist in the long run.